This offseason could cause the Thunder to reach new heights. They've already made some moves this offseason, but there's still work that needs to be done. But let's start off with talking about the things that they've done so far. First thing they did was draft Aday Mara with pick 12, and then later in the first round, draft Bennett Stiritz out of Iowa with the 17th pick in the draft. And then also they drafted Ottega Oweh from Kentucky in the second round. Drafting Mara and Stiritz solved two big problems with the Thunder roster. Problem one was the big depth. Once Chet or iHeart came out the game or got in foul trouble, they really didn't have another big that they could put in the game. Yes, Jalen Williams is a center by definition, but by size and by height standards, Jalen Williams projects to be more of a power forward. Getting Aday Mara, who is a 7'3" with over a 9-foot-inch wingspan, is somebody that not only can compete with Wemby on the defensive end, but also is a big body that allows the Thunder to do a lot more with their big lineups. They could run Chet and Mara, iHeart and Mara, run all three of them at the same time. Just possibilities are now endless with this move that they just made with Mara. This shores up a big hole in the roster, and obviously everyone projected that this could be the way they went, especially with how the draft ended up going. I know a lot of Thunder fans, including myself, wanted Yaxel, but he didn't make it to us. So if Aday Mara is the consolation prize, that's something that's just going to make me smile, because that is something that we needed. And then the other problem with the Thunder was playmaking outside of Shea. Yes, AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams got hurt, so that is a contributing factor to why the playmaking was so bad in the playoffs this year. However, you need more ball handling on the roster, because your team can't go from one of the best offenses in the league to completely unfunctional when Shea's out the game because you lost those two players. So Bennett Stiritz gives the Thunder a chance to relieve him and relieve AJ and Dub when they can get to play off the ball, because now Bennett Stiritz is also another ball handler that can play make, shoot, and create for others. Now, Bennett Stiritz is not the defender that these other guys are, but when you're surrounded by guys like Alex Caruso and Cason Wallace and Chet and Mara, you should be fine. So I think Bennett Stiritz is going to be fine. Now, you guys may ask, what does this mean for Nikola Topic? Because he is still on the team. But unfortunately, Nikola Topic has had some of the most unfortunate injuries I think I've seen. Going from coming into the league with a torn ACL, then getting cancer, and then now he just got hit with another injury. So I don't know if this Topic thing ends up working out. And it looks like Presti's preparing to move on with Bennett Stiritz. And then you also get Ottega Oweh with your second round pick, who kind of is built like Lou Dort. More on Lou Dort in a minute. He just needs to figure out how to shoot, because he's very athletic, very feisty, menace kind of archetype. Just needs to figure out how to shoot. So I don't see Ottega making an impact this year. Maybe year 2, year 3, once he gets in with the shooting coach and all that good stuff. I feel like Ottega will be a good piece to the team. Now, outside of how the roster looks now, the Thunder also need to make two key decisions on what they're going to do with some of their free agents. As you guys know, the extensions for 2 of their 3 superstars kick in, with Chet and J Will, or J Dub, getting a lot more money than they were just a season ago. And then also, Shea is still getting paid a lot of money. His contract extension doesn't kick in until next year. Now, Lou Dort and Isaiah Hartenstein have team options for 17 mil for Dort and about 25 mil for Isaiah Hartenstein. As the time of me recording this video, though, Isaiah Hartenstein has agreed to resign, so I'm going to assume they're going to decline his option and then resign him. And then as for Lou Dort, today is the day to decide if they're going to pick up his option or not. I feel like they are not going to pick up their option on Lou Dort. Now, I could be wrong, and everything I'm about to say after this could just be wrong. But I think they just let Lou Dort walk. I think it's time you let your young bull, Cason Wallace, start and give him the opportunity to show you what you got. Because Cason Wallace is contract extension eligible now. So you will have to pay him. If you let him touch free agency, he will get a bag. Because Cason Wallace is one of the best young perimeter defenders in the league. So that is a service that teams will salivate for. And there are other teams that may give Cason a bigger offensive role. And who knows, he could be looking for that. He hasn't really got a chance to show what he can do on offense. I know there's sometime this year, there's no Dub, AJ, or Shea. So he was kind of running the offense. So he's shown flashes of it. It's just, can he actually do it on the big stage? That is something that he has not shown the Thunder yet. I think this year you guys see what he's got. He's going to be motivated. You know, these guys get motivated when their contract extension is up. So we'll see how he looks. But as for the rest of the roster, it's pretty much the same. Caruso, Shea, AJ, Dub, Kenny Hustle. Oh, Kenny Hustle, I'm sorry. He actually has an option as well. I'm assuming that's going to be declined and he will sign at the vet minimum. So I got him coming back just at a cheaper deal, just like iHeart. And then you still have Thomas Sorber as well. Thomas Sorber, if you guys don't know, was their first round pick of last draft. And he tore his ACL in Summer League, so he was unable to play this whole season. So now you guys see what he's got. He should be ready at some point during this season. At least that's what I've heard from reports. I could be wrong on that. But that gives you another big and another chance of depth. Because Jay Will, as good as he is just too small. So now, looking at this team and how they project, as of right now, they do still project to be one of, if not the best team in the league. There's only one thing that they don't have now. It's just wing depth. Because they're probably losing Lou Dort. And Cason Wallace is more of a two guard than a small forward. The Thunder can figure out a way to get a 6'8" kind of archetype forward. Like somebody like Rui. I know Rui's not realistic because he's going to get paid more than the Thunder can pay him. But if they were able to convince somebody like Rui to ring chase and sign with the Thunder, that would move mountains. That would make them title favorites probably instantly. Now, would they get somebody like Rui? No. I know a lot of Thunder fans want Trey Murphy. I don't think that's realistic either. He wants a lot of money. And we would have to give up a lot that I don't think Presti's willing to part ways with. So I'm throwing that out as well. Now, there's probably some other free agents that I can't think of that the Thunder could probably sign and have them come off the bench. Because I see the starting lineup being Dub, Cason, Shea, Chet, iHeart. So they just need a wing off the bench that's able to come in, defend, be a bigger body. Because a lot of, I see this take a lot on Twitter, but a lot of people say the Thunder don't have enough BMI, body mass, for you guys that don't know, on their team because they have a lot of just skinnier, scrawnier guys. Not saying they're weak by any stretch, but they're just not beefy like iHeart and Lou Dort. Those are the only two that are like really stocky. Everybody else is just cut. So we'll see. We'll see what the Thunder do. I like the moves they made so far. They could easily propel themselves to title favorites if they make a crazy play this offseason. And they also have more picks in the chamber if they do want to decide to unload those. So With that being said, I think the Thunder are in a good spot. I think they could shake up the league this offseason, and I like what I'm seeing.